Dr. Thomas, thank you very much for speaking to us today on behalf of Voices with Lady D. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for the honor of being with you.
And it's great to call you Dr. Thomas. Tell us a little bit about
That's
that.
not on my birth certificate. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I actually did my doctoral work in ministry, and my specialization is in suicide prevention. I worked with a youth organization for many years and wanted to find answers to the questions youth were asking, and it took me along a path of doing doctoral studies for the sake of understanding the times and knowing what we ought to do.
Great, thank you. And so now we're talking about Father's Day coming up, and we know we are fathers, and you've been through the stage of raising little boys into grown, successful men. Tell us a little bit about that.
So my wife and I have two sons, and one is going to be 35 this year, and the other one is 32. They are both medical doctors, both married, and both fathers.
So you're a grandfather.
So I'm a grandfather also. Right. But I look back on my journey with them, and I believe, for me, it began with a concept that says we have got to help our children to live balanced life. So Luke 2:52 says, Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, in favor with God and man. So that is, Jesus increased in wisdom, that's mentally, in stature physically, in favor with God spiritually, and favor with man socially. So as we were growing our children, we felt that it was important to grow as Jesus grew. So I wouldn't pull them from basketball because they have an exam, because they needed both tracks. So first of all, we expose them to a balanced life concept. Church, well, spiritually, as I mentioned earlier, physically, mentally, spiritually, and socially, and they grew in that light.
Trying to put a child in the way they should go.
And we have seen them grow and blossom and being able to model that. So I had an idea too when they were growing up, that I had a vision for their own lives. And I would wake them up in the morning and say, mighty men of God arise.
Wow.
So for years, that's the first thing they heard. Mighty men of God arise.
Because life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Words are powerful.
Powerful.
Today, in their 30s, they are mighty men of God. I even tried it with a young man who came to live with us. And he wasn't taking me on at first, and we were parenting this child. Lived with us for a few years, and I was waking him up, mighty man of God arise. He wasn't taking me on, but it was seeping into his mind. One day we were running late, and I was running in the room and called him and said, let's go, I've got. He turned over in his half-sleep state and said, Uncle Donovan, what happened to mighty man of God arise?
Wow.
So even that, so we have to speak the word of faith over our children. The other thing is that I found very helpful is that we have to help them to be men and women of character that reflect godliness. So I took time to affirm their character strengths. So if I send them to the shop, for instance, and they brought up I expect to get my change until I tell them, yes, you can keep that $20 or that $5, whatever the case may be. So, and I would also say thank you for being honest. So the character strength that I wanted to affirm in them, and I looked out for character even above performance.
And that is being played out in their lives even now.
Yeah. I have a confidence that they are men of God who are living godly lives, who are committed to truth and honesty and positive work ethic and those kind of stuff. So I see them in operation, and every now and then I get a chance to be around them and to see them as father. So they are hardworking. One of them was involved in medal of the boys champs actually.
Oh.
And he was running up
Nice.
the hill one day with us, and a dog was coming, and I was driving up behind him, and I was saying, jump in the car. And the other ones who were sitting beside me said, Daddy is not going to stop running. And I said,
Even the dog behind him.
even with the dog behind him. And I said, why? And he just said, Daddy, that's not how you train us. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going even with that. And so we have got to help our children to grow through difficulties. And it's from experience we know that ease and contentment don't be character. There's the tough things in life that build character.
So you speak about ease and contentment because I think us fathers, especially those of us who had a rough time growing up, we want to make it easier for our children. That's not necessarily a good thing.
That's not a good thing because we're going to spoil them. If anything that comes too easily will also go easily. We have got to help them to earn and grow and give them chores and help them to be able to develop and develop the kind of thing that says, you know what? Life is not a bed of roses. It is Franklin Roosevelt, late President Franklin Roosevelt, who says, a smooth sea never makes a skillful sailor.
So again,
a smooth sea never makes a skillful sailor. It's the tough things in life that are going to help to develop us. And so we have to help them. It's okay for them to go through the hardship. Too many fathers try to bail out their children. They must take responsibility for their own lives, and we have to teach them responsibility from very early, that they grow and know that there are consequences for their action, and that we be responsible as fathers. I think there are 4 things that are very important for us as fathers, and sometimes we miss some of those. One is that we are providers. And we love to provide. We want to give them. And we take pleasure in doing that. And I think that's one of the roles of our father. Our fathers don't want to do that. But there comes a time when they'll have to earn. Okay? Then we are protecting our children from the evils in society, from words, from danger, girls, from men who would want to just defile them, or boys from men and women who want to defile them.
Crazy world.
So crazy world. So I am saying father as provider, father as protector, but father as priest over our households, where we're able to come alongside them and be able to be that support, that agent of healing in their lives. And then the other role is father as prophet. So now, and one of the significant things I've learned is that there has got to be a balance in my prophetic role and my priestly role over my children's life, because there are times when I've got to be very prophetic, thus saith the Lord, and I have to be strong and bold and give directive and make some declaration over their lives. But there are also times when I need to be priestly. Says, come son, help me understand what's going on. Oh, help me understand, why are you hurting right now? And to be an ear and to show that heart of compassion and care. So fathers need to be able to ensure that they manage the priestly and prophetic roles carefully to be able to meet the needs in their families and to connect.
Thank you. Dr. Thomas, you had a little bit of an advantage there as being some of the tools that you have used to raise your children, your sons. But there are many fathers who didn't have that knowledge, that education base, that spiritual background to go on. What do you speak to the father now who is not, say, a spiritual dad like you were, or like I am becoming myself? How do you speak to a father then who doesn't have that background? What does he do?
Well, we want to stress the same things. Balance in life. A child needs balance. We want to say, don't spoil the picnic. Do not give the child everything he needs. We want to say, affirm and grow character strengths. We want to say, teach them to be responsible. We want to say, don't bail them out of situations. We want to say, love them. And I want to say to fathers, one of the greatest things you can do for your children is to love their mother.
And I'm glad you went to that point, because I was going to ask you, as good a father as you are, and you may have been, and you are, what role does the mother play in helping you to be the best father?
So before I respond to that, I want to say that one of the greatest things that can help our children is to see fathers love and care for their mother, especially in the context of marriage. You know, there's this care and love and relationship and nurtures, so the children get confidence for life as we do that. But also, there are many times when I have been taught to be a better father behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, not in front of.
So there are times when I get upset And my wife was just calm me down and said, I'm sorry, take it easy. For instance, I had this little boy refused to take his eye drop. He was a little baby and he needed to get the eye drop, and I'm holding him down and insisting to put it in there. But I was just getting too emotional about it, so my wife had to put it down. But there are several other times when she has brought me behind close to her to say, Donovan, I don't think you handled that thing right, you know. You could have done this differently. And I was lectured. And now I come out big and strong. So, boys, you know, I really have to apologize.
Well, speaking of apology, I mean, a lot of men don't do that. I mean, tell us about that. How,
man. I mean, I have had to apologize to to my children. In fact, one of them, I shouted at him. And he just very calmly said, Daddy, please do not shout at me. I don't think I've done this.
That.
I have not. By the way, he's a psychiatrist now. Yeah, so I have not shouted at him. And there was a time when I used to use a phrase in the family. I don't even remember what it is now, but it annoyed them. And they just said, Daddy, we don't like when you do. And I just had to say, I'm going to try. See, I don't even remember what the phrase was. I just read it from my mind. Yeah. So I've had to adjust to be able to meet them at their level. So it's a Chinese proverb that says, if there's somebody over there and you want to get them over here, don't stay over there and call them, but walk over there, hold them by the hand, and walk the path. And I've walked the path with my children. I've been to most of their basketball matches. I have shouted sometimes as the sole father. I remember one of my boys was at university and there was a basketball match and I went there and I was cheering and then I said, Daddy, you're cheering for the wrong team.
Are they Knicks fans?
Yes. Knicks fans. And it's a Father's Day moment. And look at Brunson and his dad. And I thought about that, you know, as I watched that and I said, wow, what legacy do we leave for our children? I look back at my own journey and I just see myself in them and I see my father in me in so many ways. And the older I get to realize that I'm like my father. And when I'm around them and I'm seeing them with their children and I'm there at their home and the boys are getting up and making breakfast. I am happy that when they were teenagers, everyone had a breakfast day. They made breakfast for the family. There were 4 of them at that time, and 4 children in the house made breakfast for the whole family one morning per week.
Oh, awesome.
And parents did it one day. So we taught them from that to see them now making breakfast for the whole family at home.
But Thomas, as we're about to wrap this up, I mean, there are some of us fathers who didn't get it right. And how do you suggest we repair some of the damages or the things we didn't get right when raising our kids and now that they're grown adults? What do you suggest?
We want to be very honest and to say, you know, there are some things that I could have done differently. If I knew as much then as I know now, I would have done things differently. Sorry for the pain that I have caused you. I want to ask you to forgive me. I help adults so many times to just revisit those times where they have to write letters to their fathers to say sorry. I teach a course on helping people to be happy, and there are always fathering issues, and there are many who have called their fathers to repair the breach. And fathers need to be man enough to be able to apologize, and where you can make adjustments, do it. Be humble with it. We didn't get a fathering manual when we became fathers. And even with whatever exposure I had, I learned from others. And there were times when I had to ask other people to help me. Like there were times when I wanted to get something done, but as a father, I was not the best person to be able to get that done. So I came to somebody and said, that boy over there is my son, I'd like to do this, please help me. So I look for the power brokers in my children's lives to be able to do it. And I recognize from early that it takes a village. To raise a child.
And we're glad you're in the village today.
God bless you.
Thank you. Now, before we go, how do we get someone to talk to you if they need help? As you know, repairing some of these breaches and some of these issues that are just need professional help together.
Lady D, the Voices of Lady D, knows where to find me. But it's CLI USA2018 CLI2018 or 347-833-2444. Choose Life International USA.
God bless you, Dr. T. Thank you so much for talking to us.
God bless you.
God bless you.